Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Essential Viewing.
Wait a second. This isn't just any episode of Essential Viewing.
What kind of episode is it, Chris?
What is it?
This is Essential Viewing
Live!
Packed in your stack, especially in the back, brother. Wanna thank your mother for a butt like that.
Tell us what we got, Cole.
All right, so today we all watched. We just got back from the long-anticipated Deadpool film. This isn't the shitty version of Deadpool that Ryan Reynolds portrayed in 2009 in The Last Stand.
X-Men Origins. X-Men Origins shit.
This was Deadpool, probably one of the single-handedly the love work of Ryan Reynolds. It was directed by Tim Miller, and it was starring, obviously, Ryan Reynolds. On IMDb, they have Karan Soni, the Indian cab driver, as second bill, but Ed Skrein as Ajax, T.J. Miller as Weasel, and then Morena Baccarin as his Vanessa, his love interest, and then I forgot who played Angel Dust. I can't remember her name. But yeah, so we can start off kind of going over a synopsis. I think that this is kind of an interesting film to talk about.
Before we get going, I want to say, watch the movie first, because, I'm sure we're going to spoil a lot of the jokes.
Oh, yeah.
And it would be much better just to watch the jokes in the theater, so...
Absolutely.
If you're worried about that, go see the movie first.
So, yeah. So do you guys want to start off with your opinions, or should I give it a go?
Give it a go.
You can go for it.
All right, so I did just kind of mention this, but I think the film is kind of difficult to... You can't really categorize it. This is a film that has been unlike anything I've ever seen before. And in the style, I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing. I'm just saying it's very difficult to kind of, because it's a film that's aware that it's a film. It's aware that it's a movie. Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, he knows he addresses the camera, he breaks the fourth wall, and it's a comedy. I mean, there are definitely some stylistic things. It has kind of a generic intro superhero story arc. There's a bad guy, hero fights the bad guy, gets his girl back. So there's that. I liked it. I thought it was good. I didn't think it was amazing. I personally wasn't a huge fan of the way they use flashbacks. I thought that was kind of jarring. Flashbacks are a really tough thing to do, and there was one movie we watched where they did a really good job in incorporating flashbacks into this actual
wasn't Gone Girl all sort of a... No, it wasn't.
No.
It wasn't Gone Girl.
No.
We didn't do. I don't think we didn't do this for Gone Girl, did we?
No.
Okay. Regardless, yeah, that was last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of the flashbacks. I thought that the pacing was kind of weird, and this ultimately I think falls victim to something that I've discussed before, and that Bryce and I have talked about is the camp versus reality meter, and I think that if a film falls right in the middle of that, it is kind of weak to me. And it needs to be either more based in reality or more based in camp.
Yeah.
And I think that Deadpool kind of actually fell close to the middle in this case. And that's one thing that kind of put me off from the film and kind of deterred me from enjoying it more than I did.
Yeah. And I thought the movie was a good time. I laughed and I enjoyed watching it, but I really didn't think that it was. I think that it stuck to the Marvel formula, to be honest.
Okay.
I don't think it deviated very much from the Marvel formula. I think that it had better writing than a usual Marvel movie.
Yeah.
And better one-liners.
Just keep in mind that this is a different studio. This is not your...
No, I understand that.
Just,
I understand this is Fox.
Studio.
I know this is Fox, but I'm saying that it didn't deviate from the formula that we've been seeing in these movies. It didn't even the fourth wall breaking wasn't. It was just look at the camera. What's on. It wasn't any more than you'd see in an episode of House of Cards, for example.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It didn't really. I mean, the story, the narrative structure was a little weird.
Yeah.
They used that first fight scene didn't end until 45 minutes into the movie.
Yeah. It
right.
was kind of strange
because they kept flashing back to things, and then as soon as the flashbacks stop.
I thought it got a lot better. When
the
flashbacks
but it's
stopped.
as soon as the flashbacks stop, then you have one more scene and the movie ends. You know what I mean? Because it's the flashbacks set up the final conflict, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't that too long before the last flashback.
Well, he went into the dumpster, the garbage truck up from the highway, and then he went back to his apartment, and then he kind of figured out what he needed to do.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. The flashback sequence was kind of strange, and like I would have been okay if it was just one flashback, but they kept going back to it, and it just like was kind of jarring, and I didn't really enjoy it.
I mean, I thought it was funny, but it wasn't like a. They didn't actually take. I mean, the movie has been. You hear. I've been hearing of it. It's like it was a big risk. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When you watch it, it's like it didn't. They didn't take many risks. In terms of the film, it was just like, okay, our adult humor.
That's pretty much the only thing they did.
It really benefited from not being hamstrung by the awful PG-13 humor restriction that you see in other superhero films, where it's like, they're stuck within that. So that helped a lot, but it didn't seem to actually break that many rules in terms of the genre, which I was kind of expecting something more ambitious.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I really agree with like the flashbacks. I thought that really hurt the film because like. I was really excited at the beginning, like, oh, they're not even like doing the origin; they're just going right into him as Deadpool.
I was hoping the trailers would have been the origin. That would have been. I think that would have been.
I was like, oh,
worked
sweet.
Really well.
They're going right into it. Like they aren't messing around with the origin at all. I thought that would have been like a lot stronger than they could have just gone from there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was kind of like surprised at how like serious some of the parts of the movie were.
Yeah, that's where it dipped
like,
for me a little bit.
Like it had some hysterical sections, and then like the scene like where he kind of like breaks out of like the Weapon X project where like he got his powers, like that scene like where like everything was like on fire, like that was like really intense.
That was a cool fight scene.
It was really cool scene, but again like it just really felt out of place with like the rest of like the comedy, and like because like even the ending was like all comedy too.
Yeah,
which like I think the whole movie should have just been all comedy.
Yeah, I think it's tough. Like I know that they have to kind of stick to the source material. I mean, I don't know how much. Like, I don't know if Deadpool had, like, an origin story. I think they might have told it in some of the comics. Bryce, you'd probably be better suited for that.
I honestly don't know.
But, like, I feel like we're keeping in the... Like, Ryan Reynolds didn't keep in character as Deadpool when he's like, just make sure you'll do right by me so I can do right by someone else. Like, that seemed really, really out of character.
Because they're trying to attach that sort of... That's the thing. They kind of attach, like, the sort of typical superhero drama elements to it, and I think that they should have if they had left all that stuff aside and not taken any cues at all from other superhero dramas, the movie would have benefited a lot.
Yeah,
I mean, I've never read Deadpool the comic, but in the little bit of research that I did like before watching it, it seems like Deadpool as like a comic series is very off the wall.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean, and doesn't have any respect for any kind of rules or anything. You know what I mean, so for the movie to be something that did sort of stay on the train tracks, but, kind of had a bit more fun and was a bit, sort of strayed a little bit from what you'd expect, but still kind of stayed inside the box of a normal superhero narrative.
Yeah.
A bit of a disappointment.
Okay.
Yeah. One of the things I really liked about it was like how like they handled it, like being part of like the other X-Men movies.
Yeah, that was.
Like, I think they handled that really well because at first I was like, how are they going to like, explain this? Like Colossus is in it, like he's been in some of the other X-Men films. So I'm like, what are they doing here?
It was a different version of Colossus.
Yeah, and like they made like a lot of really funny jokes with it. Like really, like they went to like Xavier's home for gifted youngsters twice.
Yeah,
and Deadpool's like, why do I only ever see two of you guys here?
It's like the studio couldn't afford a third X-Men. Like that was really good.
That was really funny. And the way they said like, we're gonna take you to see the professor, and then he's like, which one, McAvoy or
Stewart?
Stewart.
The storylines are so confusing. Like I really like that. I liked the quip that Wade Wilson had in the bar with Weasel when he's like, or TJ Miller was like, yeah, you should go talk to the guy. Maybe we'll advance the plot.
Yeah, that was really that was the
awesome
thing. I was trying to remember saying this really funny. That was really funny.
Yeah.
He's like, maybe it'll advance the plot. Yeah.
That was cool.
I really liked how they didn't try to like connect it to any of the X-Men movies. Like,
yeah,
it's definitely can just like stand on its own. Like, as long as you've heard of the X-Men before.
Yeah.
I mean, would that character would he? I mean, I know he isn't like a character in the same universe, but I feel like when you look at the films, I feel like it wouldn't cross over very well.
Oh yeah,
he would just turn into the guy making quips in the background, and then it would kind of turn into like.
The weird thing is, like in the comics, like Deadpool will like show up in other people's comics, and like he'll still like be breaking the fourth wall there too.
Yeah,
right.
Like it's not just like in his comics that he breaks the fourth wall. Like,
so I feel like when you look at the movies, he couldn't cross over well. He'd turn into like sort of like Iron Man, kind of just like making a quip here and there, and like. But I feel like
don't expect to see
the
Deadpool
one-liner.
like an X-Men
you just the one-liner do it. But I feel like to really take advantage of this, because I like the character a lot.
Oh yeah,
right. But I feel like to take advantage of the character, you would need to not have him cross over into the other properties.
That's kind of what they did with X-Men Origins because Ryan Reynolds was Deadpool in there. Yeah. Like he just had like a vest and like swords and guns. And like he just was like really badass. Like the scene where he gets out of the elevator and he's like using his katanas as like a helicopter blade to deflect bullets. That was really cool. And like he makes kind of like jokes.
Yeah.
But like that's all he's there
right,
for. And then he turns into like Baraka at the end.
Into Deadpool with his mouth shown shut at the end.
Yeah.
And like they made fun of that in this movie with like the little
action figure.
the
Even,
little like
that
Wade
was
Wilson action
that was
figure.
awesome.
So that's why he said. That's why. Francis said like,
you better not sew my mouth shut. Yeah.
Okay.
And like they like pointed fun at like they made fun of the Green Lantern movie and like how shitty it was. Not even saying like don't make the suit animated in green. In like the opening credit sequence, there was like a little Green Lantern like bookmark or something there, which like that was really cool.
I mean, I guess
I really liked the opening credits too.
That was awesome.
It was like
starring
like
a douchebag.
That was surprising.
Directed by a douchebag.
Yeah, that was cool.
Really
that shows a certain attitude among the people who made the movie though, because usually people are very uptight. About that. Like you can't mess with their like representation in the credits.
Tim Miller, who's the director, who I just looked him up because I wanted to see if he's related to T.J. Miller, and I don't think they are. The last thing he directed was like an animated short that was nominated for an Oscar in 2004 called Go for Broke.
He directed Scott Pilgrim. Or no, he didn't. He wrote Scott Pilgrim.
Okay, so he's been involved in other stuff, but the last thing he directed was an animated short about a gopher. Like that.
I don't see that he wrote Scott.
Oh no, my bad. No. He did he like apparently had something to do with the video game.
Okay, but
no, the movie.
Yeah, so I don't know. It just seemed it was really cool, kind of getting to see that because this really did seem like it was like a work of love between a bunch of people that wanted to make like a movie kind of for themselves, and it's very successful. Usually, you don't see that model for like people that want to make a film like for themselves, like, and they hit a good target audience. But like you saw the cross section of the people at the theater today, like there were people our age. There were like 60-year-old women there, which was really weird. But yeah, like I think it was like overall just like a really like well-rounded, well-executed film. It didn't really go as far out of the box as I think like Chris, you or all three of us would have expected or would have liked. Like one thing personally for me that I wanted to mention, like because when he's gonna like go through the Weapon X program and like get his powers, he wants to do it so he can like be with his girlfriend or his fiance, and like I think I would have liked it. And it would have been better in the character if he'd be like, "Oh, superpowers! That sounds awesome!" And then like he just goes and does it because he wants to get superpowers, not because he wants to like not die of cancer.
Yeah,
which I don't know. It's like a weird.
Is that the actual origin story of Deadpool?
Like, I mean, like I know he went through the Weapon X program, and then like because of that, like it made like his mind like mentally like unstable.
Yeah,
right.
And then like that's like why like he does like the fourth wall breaking humor and just like a generally like strange.
Yeah, that's one thing I remember reading. Is like
so,
he's like
they didn't like mention like his like mind like going crazy.
But he wasn't mentally unstable. Like there was none of that made its way.
It
into
was
the
still
movie.
just like Wade Wilson.
He was just a sarcastic guy,
like really sarcastic.
Yeah,
like I don't know when you, I like when you saw him like acting as a mercenary. He was like just like a paid bully. Like when they showed him in the sequence where like he was just in the dude's apartment and like with the pizza, like he wasn't as like quippy and sarcastic, but like I think they didn't really explain it like the procedure would have made him more mentally unstable, but like it was kind of.
I do have to say that Ryan Reynolds, who I mean by all accounts is an awful actor, actually like did a good job here. Like I thought he gave a good performance.
Oh
here,
yeah,
And like I love how like they poked fun at Ryan Reynolds like past movies.
Yeah,
and they're like, you think Ryan Reynolds made it this far on his acting ability?
Yeah, that was good.
And like, they had like the People magazine like picture of him like sexy alive Ryan Reynolds.
I think he got his start from being in like Van Wilder or something like that, and then like he's just been in a bunch of like. He was in Safe House with Denzel Washington, and that was actually a really good movie. But otherwise, like
I haven't seen that.
It's really good, but otherwise, like Green Lantern and like just like a bunch of.
He's like a Hollywood leading man that like hasn't been in a good movie.
Yeah, and hasn't really given a good performance
until now.
Ever.
Like he definitely carried the movie. Yeah. I mean,
I was actually reading this like when I was in my apartment, like before I came over here, that in like 2004, in an episode or like an issue of Deadpool, it said Deadpool described himself as being a cross between Ryan Reynolds and Sharpay. And I don't really get the Sharpay reference. I know they reference it in the movie, but like Deadpool in the comics said he looks like Ryan Reynolds.
That's actually really funny.
Like that's super awesome.
Yeah.
Like that's really cool.
He was destined for the role.
Yeah, like that'd be. I imagine because I've heard that Ryan Reynolds is like a huge Deadpool fan,
Yeah.
and like so.
Well, it probably wasn't an accident.
Well, that's the thing though. Like, I hope that he was a fan before they said that, because then if he was just reading it one day and he's like, "Holy shit, Deadpool says I look like, or he looks like me," like that'd be super cool.
I think like from everything I've heard and like how much he's embraced the character, like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like he was a fan beforehand. Like,
Okay.
I'm not gonna like say for sure, but
Regardless.
as far as I can tell, it just seems like he's a big fan of Deadpool.
Yeah.
So.
The one thing that I saw the little heart thing that Deadpool was doing on that poster you brought up, Chris. The sequence where he gets the knife in his head and he's looking at Vanessa like as she's like laying on the floor after like the boat collapses or whatever, and like he was like tripping balls and like seeing the little animation, that was like too weird for me. It was just very out there.
See, the problem is not that it was weird. The problem is that it was out of place.
It was really out of place.
Because like if the entire movie, I sent you guys that article a while ago, like speculating on what the movie would be, and that article spoiled me a bit, right? Because they were talking about like deconstructing the genre and like duping everyone who came to see the movie. Like, not just the people who maybe thought that it was a Valentine's Day romance, but like the people who were expecting a superhero movie, like duping them and fooling everyone with something totally out of the box and weird, right? And like that wasn't what happened. But like so like the thing with like the little animated animals, it was just like
it wasn't anywhere else.
Like, it was out of place. Like it didn't match with the weirdness of it. And it was more weird than anything else in the movie.
Because it wasn't like anything
by
else.
a large margin, and it stylistically didn't fit in with the rest of the movie. So it's just like, what? Why?
Yeah,
it's like someone was like, "Oh, let's do something weird here."
And they could have done something else, not like little animated like hearts and unicorns dancing around in his girlfriend. Like that was just like really out of place and strange for me. But like other than that, I thought the action scenes were pretty cool. The fight choreography between Ajax, Laundry Detergent
Francis,
Man, and Francis and Deadpool, like when he had like his twin like hatchets, like that was really cool. The Colossus versus Angel Dust fight was like pretty awesome, especially when like her bra comes off. He's like, "No, you are a beautiful woman." Like I don't want it. She's like, "Oh, that's really sweet," and she just punches him.
Yeah.
Like that was cool.
The first action scene too, like on the highway where he has like the 12 bullets left.
That was
and,
awesome.
Like,
I loved that.
That was cool.
Like that stylistically, that was sweet because like every bullet had the number on it. Like that was great.
But again, like having that fight sequence and breaking it up with like flashbacks,
that definitely
10, 12, 20-minute flashbacks. That was a bad choice.
Yeah,
because it broke the pacing of the movie.
Flashbacks can be good sometimes, but like in this case, they should have just gone.
And stretching that scene out for like over half the movie,
which is like weird because that's like a scene like everybody knows about because like that wasn't like the test footage.
Yeah,
so, like,
it just didn't make. I mean, I get that they were trying to attack. I get that they were trying to attack the narrative structure from a different angle.
Yeah,
right. And like that's the kind of thing that they should have tried to do,
but
based on the character. But that wasn't the way to do it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I still like. It wasn't awful. Like it wasn't unwatchable. It was just not great.
No, I mean it didn't have a real purpose. You know what I mean? When you do things like that, you gotta do them for a reason, not just like let's just try this, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like that's what it seemed like. It's just let's just try cutting up the flashbacks in here. Like they easily could have rearranged everything to be linear, right?
They could have had like maybe if it was like one scene, like you're probably wondering how this happened to me, and then it's just like I went through this program because I had cancer, like one scene, and then they go back to it. That could have been better, but like. It just kept breaking it up, and it was kind of awkward.
I think the reason that they didn't rearrange it because I agree it definitely could have been rearranged so it was entirely linear, but like you wouldn't have seen him in the suit until like maybe halfway through the movie,
exactly.
And that's a big thing that people want. Like Batman Begins is like there's like what 30-40 minutes before he actually puts on the bat suit and like starts fighting crime.
There is that cool moment though. I love those moments in like superhero origin stories where like in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I like seeing like in this one. I like seeing the evolution of the suit. Like I love evolution of the suit things in like movies.
Yeah, that's cool.
They could have played it up a bit.
Mm-hmm. Like I don't know. I agree that like I think the best thing to do would have been like
or like in Daredevil when he gets his like his real suit.
But his original suit was super badass. Really badass.
That's true.
But like. I don't know. I think I agree with you, Bryce. They could have then like had him in the suit right away, and then like you can be like if any of you are wondering like I'm like this because I had cancer and I wanted to like be there for my girlfriend. So I went through this program and now I can't die. And like that, I think that would have been like cool. They would have had to like create more material of him in the suit.
Mm-hmm.
But like I think that would have ultimately been a better movie.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't have had that like splitting up choppiness of the
Yeah.
flashbacks. So yeah.
I really liked Stan Lee's cameo in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
That was a very long Stan Lee cameo.
the old dude at the strip club.
Because he actually had like more than one line.
Right.
Like
you could just like hear him in the background too,
Yeah.
like announcing stuff while
Yeah.
they're in the strip club.
oh, what did he say? Like why like become intimate with a person you know and you
He
can
said
be-
like you can't have love, but you can buy it for $3
minutes.
bucks.
3 minutes. 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Right, for 3 minutes at a time. Like that was really funny. I was kind of hoping we talked about this right before the movie like started, but it, like if a Wolverine cameo would have been in the movie, like that would have been really awesome. And then they
What was
said
the cameo they were talking about in the beginning credits?
Stan Lee.
Oh.
Like a gratuitous cameo.
Oh, yeah.
Like I saw him like, oh, that'd be super awesome if it was like Hugh Jackman, because Hugh Jackman was in the movie because Deadpool kept bringing him up.
And they had like the line at like the fourth wall line at the beginning. Like the only reason this movie's here is because like my friend whose name rhymes with like.
So he was like, "Whose balls did I have to lick to get this
Yeah.
movie made?"
Okay,
And it's
yeah,
like,
his
oh,
name's
his name rhymes with
Wolverine. He's
Wolverine.
like, oh, and he's got a real smooth undercarriage or something
Yeah.
like that in Australian.
And then like he was on
Australian
like,
accent.
and like they built up to like that end joke before like where like they threw in like the People magazine like in his bag. Wait
Yeah.
a second, they threw that in his bag with all the guns.
And he didn't have
but they
the
didn't
guns.
have the bag with the guns. 'cause
Yeah.
he left it.
Hey, whatever. I will say, and I know I mentioned this to both of you guys, but the fact that like I read the article about the writers having to cut $7 to $8 million out of the budget
Mhm.
at like 2 days before it was greenlit, like that kind of spoiled the experience for me, because like when he packs up all the guns in his bag and like throws it in the taxi, like they were gonna actually have a really badass gun scene, like where he was gonna like shoot and go all out.
Guns are expensive.
Yeah, so like that's why they cut that scene, and like just knowing that that's what could have been kind of
And
disappointed
it's
me.
like it definitely made enough money where they
They could
could
have,
have kept that in.
yeah, but I don't know. It was still good overall. Did you guys want to talk about anything more? Or like I feel like we've kind of naturally.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I just want to like throw in like the recurring like cab driver role.
Yeah,
That's
I thought he was really funny.
yeah, he was.
Calling him like Mr. Pool. And,
Mr.
like,
Pool.
I
Yeah.
didn't expect him to show up again at the end of the movie. So,
Yeah.
like, I appreciated that.
his cousin was killed. In the
Yeah.
fender bender,
that
like,
was very funny.
Yeah. So I don't know. He was good. I liked when Deadpool was talking. He was like, "You know what to do. Like, you should kill him." That was great. I really liked that. So, but yeah, should we go down the line, give our reviews, everything?
Should we like write our scores down, and then like because last time we had a little bit of a fiasco where
Oh.
where Chris went first.
Okay.
it was like
He didn't
I
actually
just
like.
went first.
He just went first. He didn't like the movie more than us. So like, let's.
Okay. Well, like.
Well, oh,
Right.
you're saying let's all just
We'll
write
just
our.
write
We're gonna
it,
show each
yeah.
other the ratings. Or are
No,
we
that
gonna-
way we know
No.
we didn't.
We're gonna
change
get
them.
like 3 pieces of paper, write them down,
Oh, okay.
and then
Okay.
like we'll have to.
You'll
like,
be able
look.
to see mine.
No,
Okay, I'll
we
keep it in my
covered-
pocket.
we put it in
We
our
won't
hands.
look.
Sorry,
Okay.
this,
So, like,
this is great
quick trip.
podcast thing.
So this is like so.
Okay,
all
the
right,
producer's saying, "Hurry up, guys."
let's keep
Yeah.
talking while we're writing down our scores.
Yeah. Okay, I wrote
Keep
mine
going.
down.
All right,
It's
you
pretty
got it.
shitty,
What is
but-
it, like 113
I know,
or
Yeah, I
something?
think I
Right.
wrote it a lot.
All right, here's the marker.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Ready?
just cover it up, hold it in your hand. That way we don't have any people changing their scores, because like I feel like that we kind of influence it like that. That's a good strategy, Bryce. All right,
All right.
so Chris, would you like to start? Or do you want me to start?
I mean, I have my score in my hand now, so we can have any more fiascos, right?
Okay. All right, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you want me to start? That's
Yeah,
right.
because I usually end up fine with the two scales.
That's true,
for
that's
stuff.
I like to end with the 2 scales.
fine. So yeah, overall, I mean, I'm not against comedy. I know many people have accused me of being against comedy. Like, I don't know why. That's
Nudge
a
Bryce.
thing that no, like it's not just Bryce. Like
Yeah.
a bunch of people said it to me. I'm not against comedy at all. The movie was
I had too much fun at this movie.
the,
Yeah,
Zero
the
out
movie
of
was
10.
very funny. You know, I had a good time. But again, it just seems like there was a missed opportunity in a way. Like they got a good movie out of it. They missed opportunity to do a lot more and really like surprise everyone.
Surprise.
You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
I think they could have done something that really like everyone who came to that movie should have left with it being not what they expected, and it kind of was what I expected. It was better though. It was better than I
Yeah.
expected. But they took the classic, Marvel superhero formula of the last, 5-6 years. They, removed the stranglehold of the PG-13 rating.
Mhm.
They got some quality writing, right? But it's just quality. It's really quality dialogue more than like quality plot crafting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, plot crafting was
Yeah, so the one-liners were far better than what you see in any other
Avengers.
Yeah, and like, I thought
about the Avengers.
Yeah, and like I thought that I thought it was entertaining overall. I would have to probably rank it up there among my favorite like Marvel properties.
And that's
that
not
I've seen.
saying a lot.
That's not saying too much.
Yeah,
but it's saying something. Right?
Yeah.
I'm saying it's like it's worth seeing. I enjoyed it, and I'm not really a big like superhero fan. You know what I mean? Ever since the glory days of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man came in, it's kind of been downhill from there for me.
Tobey Maguire.
So like
Spider-Man 3 was really the pinnacle.
Yeah,
the pinnacle of
superhero.
cinema.
So I'm not a huge fan, but the movie was definitely a good time. I think that again, just from like, and I'm sure that I imagine that hardcore Deadpool fans might agree from what I've read about the comic that I think that looking at that character, they could have not just broken the fourth wall, but like broken the other walls too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And really done something surprising.
That was a good quote. And put that at the front of
the video. And they didn't do that, so I'm going to give the film a 7 out of 10.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I agree with like a lot of what Chris is saying. Again, 2 weeks in a row. It's weird, but I definitely think like the non-linear storytelling hurt in this case. It was really fractured in the beginning with the flashbacks, but at the same time, I thought it was a really funny movie. I really liked kind of all the jabs at the X-Men franchise, which it was mostly jabbing at the X-Men, which is probably like one of my favorite superhero franchises, even more than like the Avengers or anything. So like, I really like to see like Xavier's Home for Gifted Youngsters again and stuff. But yeah, like the plot was still pretty much just save my girlfriend, get superpowers, blah blah blah. Like it wasn't much more than that. It had some really funny parts, especially like with Hugh Jackman's face at the end of the movie. So I wrote down the same score as Chris. I gave it a 7 out of 10.
All right.
I would definitely recommend seeing it, but like it's not like the pinnacle of hysterical movie going that like we would have been expecting.
Yeah, I agree with you guys for the most part. We're all in agreement. My score's not the exact same though, so they'll hopefully give you something to think about. I don't know what that meant. But anyway, so I think that like I would say I would actually give this like the Cole Beelan like essential viewing seal of approval. Like
what is that?
Just saying like
that's not a thing.
Think I know it's the first time distributed it.
Am I allowed to give seals of approval?
Yeah, everyone can give a seal of approval. We talked about
I'm giving this my seal of approval also.
Yeah, I think like it would be like this if you like superhero movies, like this is essential viewing. Like you should definitely
there's no
see this.
reason not to go watch this.
Yeah, it's not like what Bryce was saying with like The Crow or something. Like if you have time, maybe, but like you should go out of your way to see this. See it in the theater with other people. Like it's really fun. I think it did suffer a lot from the flashback sequences. Like the story arc wasn't like the plot was like really basic, like nothing super special.
PH of what would you say? Like
what?
What would the PH be?
The PH? Like I think basics are like I think a PH is like 14, like ultra basic would be like the Avengers. Like you see like girls going around with like Hulk and Thor on their shirts. Like, first time
don't get me started on the Avengers.
But like I'd give it probably has like a PH of like 9. Like people are like, oh, who's Deadpool? But like Ryan Reynolds is in it. It's like all the basics
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
By the way, do you see that way that suit just hugged him in all the right places?
Oh yeah. Good quote. But yeah, so like I enjoyed the film. I think you should definitely go out of your way, go see it. Like I like that this kind of set a precedent. So like maybe there will be more R-rated. Like
hopefully in Deadpool 2
movies.
they can like do whatever they want.
Yeah, and like have a bigger budget, like because it was really successful. So I mean, I think it's definitely deserving. Like the score it's getting on Metacritic and Rotten Tomatoes and everything like that. I gave the film. This is really shitty. This is a 7.5.
That looks like a 2.5.
It looks like a 2.5. This is a 7.5 because like I drew on this first to like make sure it would work. But yeah, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. And for just like overall originality, writing, like or dialogue, quips, everything like that, I'd give it like a 9 out of 12 bullets in Deadpool's gun. I wish.
I was hoping that was going to be more creative.
Oh man!
What do you mean more creative? This is a good.
We have a great tradition of double scales from Cole on this show.
No,
you didn't build up to it at all.
Yeah,
I
didn't even realize it was happening.
Here it is. Like,
Okay.
You gotta
Sorry,
build
I
up
should
to
have.
double
We'll
scale.
cut this out, and then you guys can pretend to react to it. But no, I think it. Not for as far as like the potential, it had to be something really well. Like give it like a 12. But like this, it like didn't quite live up to that. What I was like, what they could have done, it didn't stray like extremely far from the path like I was hoping it would have. So that's why I gave it a 9 out of 12 bullets. Sorry to disappoint you guys. Sorry to disappoint all of our countless listeners. But yeah, so that's what that's kind of what I thought.
I think a more creative scale would have been like 9 out of 12 holidays to have different types of sex on.
Okay, this is much more obscure.
Well, that was in the movie too.
Yeah, I don't know, or like 9 out of 12 like sick references to other shitty movies Ryan Reynolds has been in.
There you
or
go.
something like that.
That's a good one.
Yeah, so I liked it. It was really like, I don't know, it was good movie. Good to say.
It was good movie.
It was good movie.
Good movie.
Rating by Colossus. So, but yeah. Other than that, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Thanks a lot for being here to join me in my podcast.
And pick up your trash.
Yeah, pick up your trash.
Clean up your room.
Okay, one thing I wish that I just thought of this while we were talking, but if there would have been like a larger incorporation of dank memes into the movie, where like Deadpool just like he like walks away in like sunglasses on his face or some like weird bullshit like that. That I think that'd be super funny.
Yeah, see, I feel like it's the kind of character that would be into dank memes.
Yeah,
like they could have. I mean, it wouldn't have. It would be very like for people who understood the the sort of dank meme culture. Mm-hmm. It would be like the best thing ever. But then a lot of people would be like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, like sunglasses fall on his head, or like he's like. Oh, I need to get somewhere fast. And he like does a helicopter. He's like, let's get the Rafflecopter. Like he gets in it, like is killing people from the helicopter or something like that. I don't know. That was just something I thought of. But like, Tim Miller should definitely hire me as a writer on Deadpool 2.
Oh yeah.
So do we have any other central viewing coming up? I mean, I know we want to see The Witch.
The Witch next weekend. The Witch. Let's go see The Witch next weekend.
It's a movie endorsed by the Satanic Cult.
Yeah, it's gonna incite a call to arms for a satanic uprising. So
be on
get your pitchforks, guys.
Be on the lookout for that next week.
Eventually, we'll go back to the usual schedule.
Yeah, we'll watch Bronson.
Starring Charles Bronson, the acclaimed 1970s, 60s,
70s, Death Wish.
Yeah,
I've seen like Death Wish 2, Death Wish 3, the original Death Wish.
I forgot to ask Cole earlier, but was there any like Ryan Reynolds dick in this movie?
Yes, there was definitely
Ryan.
There was.
I know Cole's on top of like guys' dicks in movies. So
there was though.
I wasn't sure if it was in there, but
it was. Trust me, guys. I saw it. I actually reached out to Ryan himself and said, "Hey, Ryan, how much of your dick was in this movie?" He's like, "There was a lot of my dick in this movie, Cole. Trust me."
All right, so you heard it here first, folks.
Bryce probably gonna give me a picture of Ryan Reynolds' dick now.
Ryan Reynolds' dick is in the movies.
Yep. Ladies, we have that to look forward to.
Right.
Thanks for listening, guys.